For today's video, I'm going to tell how I'm going to invest it in 2022 in order to make a decent profit. So, let us make financial investing more appealing so that you may boost your money. I believe 2022 will be a really interesting year for all of the investors. Today, I thought it would be a great thing to go over exactly how I want to take full advantage of potential opportunities such that you may as well. After watching this video all the way to the end, you'll understand how I've divided your money among four main assets, why I believe this is the best allocation, and what I believe the next big money-making prospects are. Please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. I'm only expressing my own opinions based on my experiences. This video should help you develop your investing plan. However, always do your own research before making any financial choices because I'm just human and make mistakes. Let's get things started, shall we? Number 1. High interest savings account. They think there's a lot of interest. I'm not sure how they can call it that when it's just 9.5%. Stock market corrections provide the first chance. Some of my favorite stocks, such as Amazon, Tesla, and Facebook, enjoyed tremendous gains in 2020 and 2021. However, as a result of the federal printing large amounts of extra money, the stock prices were enormously overvalued. Now, having some cash on hand means that when the market falls, I should be able to get some good deals. Whenever the stock market falls, it's like a yard sale where you can find some wonderful hidden treasures. Then, there's the metaverse. I'm so into these metaverse stocks. I simply think it's quite inevitable that we'll someday engage in a virtual environment. I appreciate, however, that we are in the early phases of development and that the technology is not yet completely competent. By reserving some cash, we'll be able to invest quickly in new metaverse technology when they emerge. If you've had a side gig or are planning to build a business, 2022 may be a fantastic time to start truly moving it forward as the world market opens up. Also, in uncertain times, it might be extremely convenient to keep a little amount of cash on hand just in case, because it seems like you never know what's going to happen next these days. Number 2, index funds. Have any of you ever heard the expression, "It just takes a coffee a day to become a millionaire"? That brings us to index funds and ETFs. I've made a lot of money using simple and direct long-term index fund investment, and it's also quite low maintenance. The idea is quite basic. It's a collection of equities packaged into a single investment. It's the best and easiest method to share your money. There are several index funds and ETFs available, but the most popular term is, of course, the S&P 500, which is a collection of 505 of America's best publicly traded firms bundled into one simple investment. Yes, you heard me correctly, 505. It's amazing. It's literally overflowing at the seams. Despite the fact that this is the largest index fund in my portfolio in terms of proportion, I also invest in a whole stock market fund. VTSAX is the greatest I've discovered in the United States. The VWRL ETF is also available in the United Kingdom. In addition, I believe it is necessary to have some money invested in emerging market ETFs. The VEIEX ETF is the finest I've discovered in the United States. In the United Kingdom, there is also the VFEM ETF. However, there are other more developing market ETFs available. So it's worthwhile to take a look around. If most of these index funds have made your eyes wander, here's an amazing truth which should pick you up. The S&P 500's average annual return is 10%. Which implies that if you invest $3 instead of purchasing a coffee every day from the ages of 18 to 58, you'll be able to retire comfortably with nearly $1 million. But if you don't want to wait till you're 58, simply invest additional money. That's what I've been doing for a long time, and it's truly worked for me. So, holding the majority of your portfolio in index funds because they have never disappointed me, I see no need to adjust this in 2022. These percentages exclude real estate since I wanted this video to concentrate on a portfolio that can be established with as low as $100 because I believe the majority of people have that. On that topic, if you just have $150 right now, I believe opening a brokerage account and start learning to trade is the smartest idea you can do. The following topic will be discussed. Number 3, individual stocks. This is when things start to get interesting. If you just have a modest amount of money, this is a great investment since it provides you a feeling for investing that index funds cannot. I remember having a lot of fun when I actually started out, choosing individual stocks based on business financial statements. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be interested in learning how to analyze financial statements without really investing my own money. So the idea here is that if you have less money, investing in individual stocks is more rewarding. Also, if things don't go your way, you won't lose thousands of dollars. Another advantage of individual stocks is that you may gain significant access to your favorite company. That is the one disadvantage of investing in index funds. When one of your favorite firms is doing really well, you may not be able to enjoy the benefits as often as you would want. However, on the other hand, this can secure you if your favorite stock collapses. The stock market had an extremely wonderful year in 2021, most likely as a result of all the money pushed into the economy. I believe 2022 is also highly optimistic, since I see great opportunities for individual stocks, especially given the current metaverse and technological breakthroughs. I'm most bullish about Coinbase, Tesla, and Metaverse. However, I believe it is essential to recall that 2021 was a wild year for the stock exchange. I mean, the S&P 500 gains 10% every year on average. However, it increased by about 30% in 2021, which is simply ridiculous. In 2021, I dedicated a few of my portfolio fund to individual stocks, that after earning a huge return on Tesla, I'll be adding my allocation by at least 3% this 2022. I realize that's only a 3% rise, but when I convert that percentage into dollars, it makes a significant impact. This growth is primarily due to my enthusiasm for the tech metaverse. However, the major reason I'm only adding 3% is due to my next investment. Number 4, crypto. Over 2021, it has performed extremely well, with Bitcoin swiftly becoming the highest performing asset in the previous decade. When Bitcoin initially appeared in 2009, I, like many others, assumed it was a fraud. This was most likely due to my previous experience investing in physical assets such as stocks, ETFs, and real estate with real corporations backing them up. In recent years, I've been purchasing ever more crypto, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also investing in some other altcoins. There's no doubt that altcoins may provide substantial rewards. However, because the potential returns are so great, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make some insane gains. My crypto investment, for example, has increased by almost $3,000 in about a month, which is simply insane. To be honest, the emergence of cryptocurrency has been an experience and has been tremendous, and I'm more interested in Web3. Web3 is the latest and third version of our internet, and it is intended to be an upgrade over the existing system. Web 2 emerged when the internet evolved into a more social tool. Consider MySpace and Facebook. The internet evolved from a tool for searching for information to a place to interact with friends and family. The only problem with Web 2 is that it is dominated by a tiny set of tech titans, such as Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Meta. We handed up control of our data to these massive corporations in exchange for a method to communicate. However, Web3 is about restoring power to the people. The third internet version will be decentralized. In other words, people maintain ownership over their own data. I appreciate this approach since it allows for more transparency with how our data is utilized while retaining the many benefits of Web 2, such as social features. Consider the majority of today's millionaires, such as Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg and Amazon's Jeff Bezos, rose to prominence as a result of Web 2. Billionaires are created whenever there is a significant technological development, and it appears like Web 3 will be the next big thing. We are about to see the greatest wealth shift in history. And if you have a great investing strategy, you'll be able to make the most of it. I sincerely hope that sharing my opinions has helped to drive home the possibilities of investing and highlight where I believe the highest returns will be seen in 2022. Hope you have learned something from this video. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for you to be updated on our latest videos. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.